January 2nd, 2007 began as an ordinary day for Wesley Autrey, a 50-year-old construction worker and Navy veteran. Autrey lived in New York City, where life moved at a frenetic pace. That morning, he was on his way to a routine task, taking his two young daughters to school before heading to work. They stood together on the platform of the 137th Street and Broadway substation. The girls chatting excitedly about their day ahead, unaware that their father would soon become a national hero. As they waited for the train, the usual sound of the bustling subway station surrounded them. The clattering of trains, the murmur of conversations, and the occasional announcement over the PA system. Suddenly, a different kind of commotion drew Wesley's attention. Cameron Peter, a 20-year-old film student, was having a seizure. He stumbled and fell onto the subway tracks, a place fraught with danger. Wesley saw the young man convulsing on the tracks and immediately felt a surge of urgency. He looked down the tunnel and saw the lights of an approaching train. There was no time to lose. With his daughters watching in fear, Wesley made a split-second decision that it would soon be hailed as an act of extraordinary heroism. Without hesitating, Wesley handed his daughters to a stranger, entrusting them to the care of someone nearby. "I got two daughters up there. Let me go get this guy," he shouted as he jumped onto the tracks. His focus was solely on saving Cameron. The young man was still convulsing, unable to move safety on his own. Wesley tried to lift Cameron back onto the platform, but there wasn't enough time. The train was almost upon them. In a moment of quick thinking, Wesley realized that there was only one way to save both their lives. He pressed Cameron down into the narrow drainage trench between the tracks and lay on top of him, holding him down. The space was incredibly tight, just enough to fit them without the train making contact. The train operator saw the man on the tracks and activated their emergency brakes, but the momentum carried the train forward. 5 cars passed over Wesley and Cameron before the train came to a complete stop. By some miracle, neither of them was injured by the train. Wesley remained calm and composed throughout the ordeal, even reassuring the panicked onlookers. "I got two daughters up there. Let me go get this guy. Tell my daughters I'm okay," he called out from beneath the train. The noise of the subway station, usually overwhelming, seemed to fade as everyone focused on the heroism unfolding before their eyes. But the train finally stopped. It became clear that Wesley's quick thinking had saved both their lives. The subway platform erupted in applause and cheers as Wesley and Cameron followed. Paramedics arrived and took Cameron to the hospital, where he was treated for his seizure and other minor injuries. Wesley declined medical attention for himself, insisting that he was fine. News of Wesley's heroic act spread quickly. By the time he arrived from the subway station, Cameron was already there, eager to catch the story of the subway support. Wesley's voice still was slipping into his interviews. "I don't feel like I did something spectacular. I just saw someone who needed help," he said, shrugging off the accolades. Wesley Autrey's bravery did not go unnoticed. He received numerous awards and honors for his selfless act. Mayor Michael Bloomberg awarded him the Bronze Medallion, New York's highest civilian honor. Autrey was also invited to attend the State of the Union address as the guest of First Lady Laura Bush, where he received a standing ovation from Congress. In addition to these accolades, Wesley was honored by various organizations and individuals. He received a hero's reception on television talk shows, and his story was featured in newspapers and magazines across the country. His act of courage inspired many, and he was often asked to speak about his experience and the importance of helping others. Wesley Autrey's story resonated deeply with people from all walks of life. His actions were a powerful reminder of the potential heroism in everyday life. In a world often dominated by stories of conflict and division, Wesley's selflessness stood out as a beacon of hope and humanity. His story encouraged others to act with compassion and bravery in their own lives. Cameron Hollow-Peter's recovery was another testament to the impact of Wesley's heroism. The young film student continued his studies and often spoke of the man who saved his life. The bond between the two men, forged in a moment of crisis, became a symbol of the profound connections that can emerge from acts of courage and kindness. For Wesley Autrey, the experience was deeply personal. As a father, his primary concern was the safety of his daughters and the young man he had saved. His Navy training had prepared him to act decisively in emergencies, but it was his compassion and empathy that truly defined his actions that day. Looking back on the event, Wesley often reflected on the importance of community and the need for people to look out for one another. We're all in this together, he would say. If you see someone in trouble, don't just stand there. Do something. Wesley Autrey's heroic act on January 2nd, 2007 remains a powerful example of bravery and selflessness. His quick thinking and willingness to risk his own life to save another continue to inspire people around the world. In a city as vast and diverse as New York, his story is a poignant reminder that true heroism knows no boundaries and can emerge in the most unexpected moments. Wesley Autrey may not have considered himself a hero, but to Cameron Hollow-Peter and the countless others who heard his story, he'll always be remembered as one. His legacy is one of courage, compassion, and the unwavering belief that we all have the power to make a